share some of what you've seen with the firms who have at least started or made this transition to advisory services. What are some of the best practices you observed?
So I think just a couple, as far as best practices, one of the things that I've seen is, when we're working with accounting firms, especially, I'll start there, is, you know, prior to, being able to do like, and as an example, a white label outsourced service, they had to do all the work themselves. And what we've seen in best practices is it's really that change management and how do you help your teams go through that change management instead of doing the work, having other people do the work, and you're monitoring that work, and you're having an up, uplifting the conversation to a different level, and you're an industry expert with that small business owner, and it's a lead accountant, lead bookkeeper, whatever you want to call it, but they're having a different level of conversation with those small business owners than they were before, versus we just got to get the books to them by the 10th of the month and with the complete financial statements, and half the time they don't know how to read a P&L, and we're trying to help them understand how well they're really doing. And I think two is leveraging technology. We're going to get into that in here a little bit, but leveraging technology is a huge um, best practice that it gives them a jumping off point to really have different levels of conversation by leveraging and automating, and so on and so forth. And that can be with workflow, that can be with reconciliations, that can be with, you've got to, the technology platform that's changed over the last 22 years has been night and day difference. It really has. And it allows the firm to really take it to a different level, where you don't need as many people to do the same amount of work, but you also want to really focus on what those internal teams can do and how they do that starting off point and move forward with advisory. And the same thing that Jim could probably talk about on the tax side, right? It's not just churning out 1040s and business returns and trying to get through those. It's about having different levels of conversation with them. And technology plays a big part across the board in this. And from the old QuickBooks desktop to QuickBooks Online, it's a shift in mindset. And there's still a lot of people that are on that. And kind of going back to what Jason said earlier, I talked to firms saying we've moved extensively to the cloud. And then when you start having conversations with them, they've got 100 people on the cloud that are new that they put on, but the 500 they had that are on QuickBooks Desktop, they still haven't migrated over, right? So it's those types of things that are really important to help push to the automation and technology, and really leveraging those best practices around that also.